Hello and welcome to Grown Folks Talk. This is the place where grown folks talk. We're going to get a little bit deep today. Before we do, I just wanted to mention our topic. By the way, I'm Kayra Darling. Sorry, don't have anybody here to keep me on track. I'm Kayra Darling. I am a local hairdresser here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And speaking of hair, the topic of today's show is the warped perception of beauty. And I chose this topic mainly because I did just come back from the Vegas hair show. Amazing, and it gets you thinking about beauty and the industry, and it kind of takes you back to the basics while, you know, moving you along, and it brings you back into the love of the game. And I did mention that on the vlogging that I did while I was there. A couple of weeks ago, I saw something that really disturbed me and has been ever since then, and I've been wanting to do this topic since. It was just a regular weekday afternoon, and my man and I were coming home. It was couldn't have been more than 4 or 5. School had already let out, but there were still a few straggling kids and parents and stuff. As we rounded the corner, I saw a little girl. She couldn't have been more than 10, 11 years old, and she was just decked out like a hoochie hit in the club. She had makeup on, heels, and she was surrounded by 3 boys. She was leaning up against the fence in a very provocative manner, and it bothered me, and I fought every instinct in me to stop, and I was angry and I was hurt and everything at the same time, because it made me start to realize that we've really not come any further or gotten any better about helping our kids understand what beauty is, what pretty is, what sexy is, what attractive is, and where it stems from and when it starts. And I think it disturbed me because there was once a time when I was that little girl. I didn't understand what positive attention was and negative attention. Attention was attention, and any way, in shape and form that I could get it, I would. My biological father was a very poor excuse, and my mother had very intense emotional and self-image issues. And so, as that is an example, and with a lot of the abuse that I had incurred by that age, I acted out for the attention, because some attention was better than none. And it hurts me to see that today, that as parents and as mentors and as adults, we've gotten no better with communicating or picking up the signs in our children, because somewhere along the way, someone has made that girl feel ugly on the inside, so that she has to overcompensate for what she has been taught is beauty on the inside. Maybe not taught specifically or on purpose, but shown, overheard, projected on. And so I wanted to touch on that today, maybe as a form of healing for myself, maybe it's a message for somebody out there. And I hope it does get to you, because I'm really going to talk about things that I have only talked about with people in my very inner circle today. And it starts with my perception of beauty as a child. If I can, though, if you can zoom in on this. This is one of my greatest achievements. This was my qualification photo photo shoot for the 05 Miss Utah Natural Competition for bodybuilding. And this was such a great achievement to me, because I had done it all natural. And it had come starting from this. A little schizophrenic, right? See, the thing is my mom wasn't a great example, and my biological father wasn't a great example, but I had an amazing grandmother, where I knew what it was to feel pretty, and I knew what it was to see beauty, and I knew where it stemmed from inside of her, and she had given me a piece of that. And so there was a very large part of me that did get a warped perception, and just for, in case those of you who really don't believe that it's me, this is my graduation picture. My top weight was 333 pounds, and I have lost close to 100 pounds and maintained that give or take a little here and there. But when I was a small child, and my parents would fight at night, and I would hear my father call my mother names and call her fat, call her ugly, call her worthless, and everything else. You know, after they got divorced, he started telling me that I was just like my mother, that when he looked at me, he saw her, that I was an ugly duckling, and I came from a pool of them, and he was very warped in his mind. So for me to have gone down, you know, so many years to my grandmother's and gone to the beauty shop and been told I was beautiful by her and my mother both, and even my father at times, if I remember, but to know and feel pretty at times in my life, and then to feel self-loathing because of the names that I heard him call my mother and everything else, and a lot of the abuse that I suffered, some of it was sexual, starting with him. So the one person that I look to for guidance, for the example of love, is the one person who warped it as well. So was I confused, right? But you know, classic survivor story. I'm an emotional binger. I do still go up and down. It is still a daily struggle. But I do have a self-love for myself that will never allow the toxic side to take over. But I wanted to stop the car, and I wanted to grab that little girl, and I wanted to take her to her parents, and I wanted to ask them what they were doing, because she had to have learned that somewhere. She had to have been compensating somewhere. Something had to have happened to her, whether it was just neglect or the wrong kind of attention or whatever the case may be, because we should have so much more open communication with the children these days so that they don't have to find it themselves. So that at 19 years old and 333 pounds, they don't think that that's it. That's as good as it's going to get in life. I'm living proof that it's not. I have worked for every single ounce of beauty that you see now, and you can probably think, and you probably are sitting there thinking, what does she know? With her fake eyelashes and her fresh color and everything else, but I know what it feels like to feel ugly. And I also know what it feels like to know that I'm beautiful. I know where it comes from. I know who I am no matter where I am. And that is something that I've had to learn. Had it stemmed from me in the beginning, I'd probably be a lot further along than I am now in my life, but I'm not unhappy with where I'm at. I want to talk to every single one of you out there who is an example to a child. And what you say about yourself and to others in front of them, that's where it starts. How the mother sees herself, if she's always saying that she's got a big butt, or if she's always talking about how she can't eat this or do that, or if the child does not see their mother loving themselves from the day one, and the father treating her as such no matter what weight she is. And I'm not a health aside, you know, health reasons yes, but love yourself no matter who you are, how you are, what features you were born with. And your child will grow up doing the same thing. And I'm not talking just about little girls. I'm talking about little boys too, because that's the example that's going to be set for them. Working in the beauty industry, I've learned so much more about outer beauty and about simplicity and just about the art. To me, a face with no makeup is a canvas, and I like to use my own as one. That's why I have the fake eyelashes, because I do them. It's advertisement. I was taught in the beauty industry to always be your own walking billboard, and anybody that comes to you will feel comfortable that they're going to leave feeling as beautiful as you are. And I don't see that as an outside source. I haven't changed much about my outside. It's how I perceive myself. It's how I perceive my weight. It's how comfortable I am, no matter where that's at and how I've gotten there. And let me tell you something, I enjoy every pound I gain. And I enjoy the triumph whenever I lose it. And that doesn't mean that yo-yo is safe, and I'm talking about over the amount of years. So, you know, if you want to know more about that, I will have segments on the cleanse that I'm on right now. And forming a relationship with you to have a darling health. Not just a healthy lifestyle. Loving yourself, allowing yourself, having your moments even inside your own militant attitude and everything else. All of that is the perception of beauty. There's good features, and there's good tips, and there's perfect haircuts for perfect face shapes and perfect colors for perfect skin tones and all of that. But the perception of beauty, it starts from within, and it comes from what we learn and how we grow. And I urge you, and I encourage you, and I even double dog dare you to touch a child in your life this week. Touch their inner beauty. Make them feel special. Let them know that you feel pretty. Mothers, mentors, whoever, grab your girls and go get your hair done, and let them get their toes done, and take them to lunch. And fathers and the men in their lives, please understand that the woman sets the tone for the household, but the man sets the tone for the woman. And it's our natural instinct to put everybody first. And it's your position to put her first. And if that's done within the household, there will be less little girls on the corners surrounded by little boys leaning up against the fences. I know that to be true. I didn't get where I'm at because I think I'm all that. I didn't learn self-love over self-loathing from a diet. It comes from within, and it starts with you. So, I want to encourage you, I want to reach out to all of you. Please friend me on Darling Land on Facebook, and please interact with me. Ask me what kind of beauty tips you want, and comment and subscribe to this YouTube channel, GFTshow.com, because I want to get an open dialogue going so that there's less and less and less of this going on. And you know, it hurts me because I can't have children. God didn't grant me that gift, but He did give me the gift to mentor many. And so if this has touched you or reached you, or if you have anything to say about what you've heard, please interact with me on Facebook, message me. I will respond, and I will even answer your questions on here. I would love to get, you know, more of this open communication going on. And follow me. Let's get the perception of beauty unwarped, and everybody get on your road to imperfection, because it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect about beauty. That's the beauty of it. Now I'm going to get up on out of here because I've got some grown things to do.